Thursday. We are Thursday. Why am I singing? Because Thursday is eviction night, and God, eviction night can't come fast enough. I've been joking about Big Brother 27 turning into a soap opera, and honestly, I've been staying up these nights, at least 3 nights this week, listening to Vinny go on and on and on and on and on with Morgan. And I listen and I'm like, this cannot be real life. These arguments cannot be real life. Because they have nothing to do with the game at this point. Nothing. I think Morgan is so emotionally invested that she doesn't even remember how to frame this into a game argument anymore. In my comments, I can't remember. I think Morgan is like playing the hell out of the game. I don't think that at all. Like, that person could not be somebody who watches the feeds, because these arguments have become more and more and more and more emotionally charged. And there's 2 or 3 points in each of them, but they're not new. They just loop around and they're said in different ways. Yesterday's argument was probably the closest to the heart of the matter, which is essentially, I don't like that you protect Lauren in the game because you're supposed to be for me. And he has the worst kind of 3 that you could imagine. Because the other 2, okay, one lady who loves this guy, and another one, I mean, Lauren, don't get those vibes from Lauren that you to him in that way, but whatever the case, ladies that he wants to be in the final 3 with him do not want to be in the final 3 with each other, and it's causing this rift that could have him on the wrong end of the law. You know, because we saw that Morgan was willing to be a savage. Morgan and Lauren actually were both willing to be savages when Zach was up for eviction. So this double evict, man. Evict somebody, because I'm so tired. I guess I'm speaking for myself. I feel like I'm emotionally invested in these deep, long, I'm not going to call them deep conversations. I'm just going to call them long conversations, because this is probably going to sound like the weirdest thing to say, but I am obsessed with with hearing the resolution. That's the thing that always catches me about Big Brother. Like, back when the feeds were more interesting in other seasons, I would watch a 4-hour argument from beginning to end just because I wanted to see the beginning and I wanted to see the end. This one doesn't end. This one is like, sorry about that. This one is like, they just go on and on and on until they both get tired, and then, I hope you can hear me good now. This one is like, they just go on and on and on until they each get tired, and then they go to sleep. And then they wake up, they're kind of good during the day. They're like, I love you, I love you. They laugh, they joke around, they hug, they do all this stuff, and then it's like the magic hour comes again. At what time would it be for them? I think they start going about 9, 10 o'clock airtime, because usually nothing really, they're not really, the serious ones don't really happen until about midnight my time at the earliest. So they wait, but they've been getting earlier and earlier. I mean, they talk all day and they argue to an extent all day, but the worst parts of their argument take place at night. And the thing is, I think that when you're in the midst of it, you don't necessarily realize how it looks to others. Last night was crazy because this one point of the argument, he and Morgan were going in, and then and then Morgan was like, "I need some air, I need some space." She left the room. Then Lauren ran up the stairs. Then when she saw that Morgan was out of the room, she was in there for a few minutes. Then Morgan comes right back up to the room. Then there was this awkward song and dance because both Lauren and Vince knew that Morgan didn't want Lauren in the room. So Lauren was like, and then Morgan was kind of like, "Oh, y'all are up here," and they were like, "Yeah, but you know, Lauren can leave if you need," and she's kind of like, No. If you guys were talking, no. I didn't know that you guys were having a conversation. No. The thing that's awkward about it is not just that it was a conversation. It was that it was a conversation about Lauren. So it was awkward in the sense that they were talking about her specifically. And so, hi Christina. I think I need to get something to eat real quick. Yeah, they were talking about her specifically, so that made it even a little bit more awkward. And you can just cut the tension with a knife with those two, because the tension is just building and building and building. And the thing is, since they're not a couple, there's no real way to end the tension. And I think you know what I'm saying with that. There's no way to end the tension. Sorry. What do we got here? Deli Express. Um, Perfect timing, Ma. All right. What are we doing here? Come on. Okay. Where are we at? Cookie. This is my breakfast this morning. And what else?
How are you?
Good, how are you?
How's it? Anything I suppose?
No. Actually,
641.
41.
You got a backup?
Sure. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So I'm going to a Mets game with my job. They are going to a Mets game thanks to myself knowing about how to get these free tickets. Anyways, it's so funny that being in New York, the question of the day is always like, are you a Yankees fan? Right? And neither. I don't like the Mets or the Yankees. I'm wearing a Mets shirt because I happened to find a Mets shirt that I got from this race that I ran, Mets Stadium. But I'm not actually a Mets fan. I'm a Blue Jays fan. And I actually thought about wearing my Blue Jays shirt, one of my Blue Jays shirts, but at the last minute I was like, I'm not in the mood for smoke today. Not that you don't get as much smoke at baseball games as you do at basketball or football games. But I just was not in the mood for any, because this has been a rough week for me. Yeah, I was on the modcast. I mean, it wasn't even a modcast. It was, I don't know what it's called. I don't know what to call it. A Mets cast. I think he calls it a Mets cast. Because maybe the first 10, 15 minutes was about Big Brother, and the next like 30, 40 minutes was about the Mets and him and Milkman going through all their history and everything. There was one period of time where I did watch some Mets games. I forgot the name of this pitcher. They made a around when I first came to New York. They made a run, I think, to the conference finals. I want to say they made it to the conference finals and lost in the conference finals. And this must have been probably like 2015, 2016. I'd have to look it up. But I was watching the Mets during that year because I think that they were a surprise that year. Nobody expected them to be that good. They almost got to the World Series. And then from there, they've just never been as good since. Matter of fact, my first Mets game was that year. Like early on in that year, it was the first time I ever attended a Mets game. I think this is going to be I want to say my fourth. Yeah, probably about my fourth game. I can't tell you who was there. I can't tell you who won. One of my coworkers who's attending is a Mets fan and told me that this is an important game. I was like, Take your word for it. I wouldn't know. I'm fine with that though. I'll go just for the outing. You know? Fun outing. Get to be paid to be at a Mets game. Can't beat that. Next, I gotta find us a basketball game. Except I don't think the WNBA got popular now, so they don't do those free games like they used to. The NBA never did free games. Okay, Speed Demon. Sorry, I'm always eating with my mouth full, but I unfortunately, it's only because I'm on live. I have manners outside of here. Are you a Mets fan? What was the name of that pitcher? There was a really good pitcher, and I think that he was a lefty, and he was having a breakout year. He did really good, and then I think that he got this injury, and he wasn't supposed to pitch in the playoffs, or the doctors recommended for him to sit out either the playoffs or the conference finals or something like that. And he pitched anyways, and then he had to get this surgery in off season, and he never returned to form. I could probably find it with a Google search, but there was this lefty pitcher that was really good that year. Everybody was big on him. No, not Edwin Diaz. Yeah, I'm talking about 2015. Take me out to the ball game. All right. I'm still here. Don't worry, I'm still here. But I'm here for a good time, not a long time, unfortunately. Here for a good time, not a long time. I don't think so. Is that a lefty? No, I don't think so. I might be wrong on the year, but I'll find him as soon as I get offline. I'll find him. That's not the name I'm thinking of. Because, wow. Shoot. While I could not think of his name, I know his name is not that. Name doesn't ring a bell. Okay. All right. Anyways, I'm looking forward to this double eviction. Probably I'm gonna get home not long before it, but I'll be back. And like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell to get notified when I drop some more fantastic, amazing content. Talk to you.